Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. It's Monday, the 29th of October. Thanks for tuning in. If you're with us live, hello. If you're watching this tonight, good evening. Yesterday was Sunday, the 28th of October, and for the first time in my life, I willingly was in a vehicle with a driver who was blindfolded. So Thad Burkhamper, who's been on this show before with TB Mentalism, that's an action shot. Keep it there for a second, folks. All right, now I want to explain to you what's going on, and I'm not trying to spoil the fun because fun was had. Thad Burkhamper is a mentalist, and he drove a vehicle at a rate of speed between 25 and 35 miles an hour with a blindfold on. I wore the blindfold during the test run just to authenticate the fact that it was indeed a blindfold. Could not see anything. I also closed my eyes while I had it on. I don't know if he closed his eyes. No matter what, he couldn't see anything. And then I was left to be, I look awkward without a goatee. I'm being a little self-conscious on my chin because I've lost a lot of weight. But you look at that picture and you think, he hasn't lost that much weight. It's the angle. It's the angle, friends. So Thad Burkhamper, TB Mentalism, has a show coming up called Focus, Friday, November 16th at Muscatine High School inside the auditorium. I encourage you to get tickets for it. It will be a great experience. And it doesn't really matter ultimately if you believe in mentalism. It's not really a thing to believe in or not. It's just going to be a very cool experience for you going to the show. And then as far as what we did yesterday, that was called Drive, and it'll be available on public access. It'll be online on TB Mentalism's Facebook page, and I'll, of course, share it out. There is the Focus event. That's his next mentalism show. Get tickets, $10. I feel like we should sell tickets at Hy-Vee for Thad. I was thinking about that yesterday after we got done. I might reach out to him and suggest that. So, interesting experience to say the least. And would I do it again? I don't know. Rappelling down the side of a 100-foot building was safer than driving with someone blindfolded because at least I had two ropes holding me. And it's not a shot at Thad. He did a great job. We made it. But ultimately, I might rappel before I would drive with someone who is blindfolded. One more time, show them the terrified tone if you could. Just for the folks that are joining us a little late on the Facebook stream. And then we'll get to our first guest, who I don't think would ever agree to do something like this. There you go. That's my alter ego terrified tone. Thad Burkhamper, totally blindfolded, driving. And by the way, it was a Jeep with no doors. And it was windy yesterday. So added effect. I'm not liking my facial reactions in these. Ryan, you should have had my HD makeup ready. All right, let's get to our first guest. Nicole Sorgenfrey with the United Way of Muscatine. Would you ever agree to get in a vehicle with someone who is blindfolded and drive through? Nicole's quote off the air was, that's something that teenagers would do. And you said you have teenagers.
I have two teenage boys, and nothing surprises me.
Okay, so that's really an important lesson for me to hear. I need to let that just kind of resonate because I'll have teenage boys in just a few years. So you're saying that they'll just do things and you're like, I'm not even mad. I'm just shaking my head. Does that happen a lot? Not to say that they're doing silly things like driving with someone blindfolded, but nothing surprises you as a parent.
Our latest extravaganza was I woke up at 1:30 in the morning saying that I got a speeding ticket going 102. And I said, why were you going 102?
Why
not?
Well,
there was nobody else on the highway. That was his legit answer.
That is so great.
So he legitimately has to pay $340.
Oh. We're not trying to share parenting stories, but that is incredible.
Yeah.
102 miles an hour? That's really fast. I love the answer. There was no one else on the highway. You're supposed to go 100. He went.
It's like, we don't live in Wyoming.
Right.
That was my answer.
You know, if movies have taught me anything, by the time he hit 88 miles an hour, he should have gone back to the future. He went fast enough to go back to the future and then back from the future. 102 miles an hour. Wow. All right. Well, let's not get our kids in trouble. But my kids are
They get
ridiculous.
themselves in
do.
trouble, really.
I mean, with a 6-year-old, a 3.5-year-old, and a newborn, my house is like a sitcom waiting to happen, or a reality show with the different things that take place. How was last Friday? You had Kids First Fun Pancake Breakfast. How did that go?
Good. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
There was no school, so
Sure.
we had a lot more folks come, and we really enjoyed it.
I was going to say that had to just add to the potential turnout when and there's no school again today on Monday, which is nice. Wonderful event that you guys do. How often? It's like 3 or 4 times
We
a
do
year?
them every quarter.
Every
so our
quarter,
next one
okay.
will be in January. We haven't set up our dates for 2019
Sure.
yet. Yeah, we got some new fresh photos.
I just saw our friend Angela Woodhouse in the photo before that one.
Yeah,
with
she's
New
on our
Paradigm Health
committee.
Cookery. There's Angela right there.
Yeah. And then there's 2 soccer players there.
Cool.
And First National Bank employees came and supported us. And then we have, the Table of Knowledge.
Table of Knowledge. Go back to the Table of Knowledge for a second, Ryan.
That's what they call themselves.
Oh, I know. There's some familiar faces at that table. I've asked a couple of times to be invited to a table.
I don't
of
think you're
knowledge.
old enough.
The thing is, like, my buddy Corey Dawfeld, Betsy's saying that I don't have the knowledge either, which I appreciate. I don't know if it's an age thing. It's a very exclusive group.
Yeah.
So I'll get in there one way or the other. Okay, so we're sitting here at the end of October. You had a successful Vintner's wine dinner at the Merrill. Pictures looked amazing.
Yes.
Kids
we had
First Fun
record
Pancake.
numbers. We had a great time.
You had record numbers?
Yeah.
Good.
We held it on a Monday this year, which
Right.
I think made some differences in folks that could come. But yeah, we had 171 folks.
Whoa!
So, and normally we're right around 140, 150.
That is incredible.
We had some really strong speakers, so we were really excited about
Look
it.
at that full house at the Merrill. Great venue, by the way. Backdrop with the river.
It's Allison Thomas. She was our speaker. She's our resource navigator at Central Middle School. And that's Shane Orr, my boss.
Shane Orr, yet to be on the show.
Got to. Well, we could schedule that.
Yeah, I mean, we love having you. I just
And then we
don't
have
know.
Scott, and he was
Scott
speaking
Dahlke.
about poverty and how it affects children. That was really
And he's
kind
got a
of
little
powerful.
kiss of gray in the beard. You see that? Go back to Dahlke. Look at that. Zoom in a little bit.
Oh, don't even.
No, that's right. It's wisdom. I like it. I got some kisses of gray in my hair. He's wise. That's what that means.
That
right?
are stressful.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that.
And then he's the,
171 people came out.
Director for the orchestra, which we had the high school orchestra at the Vintner's dinner, which they did a wonderful job. That really sets the venue.
Isn't it nice? And Seth Francis talking about wine, of course.
He does
right?
so well.
He's really well. I mean, he knows his stuff. Like these wine reps, they really are well spoken.
I would love his job.
So, by all accounts, a tremendous success. That's a great shot, by the way. That is a great shot of the kids playing in
They
the river
are so
behind it.
amazing.
Aren't they talented? They probably are no older than what, 16, 17.
Yep.
But they're so mature.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that just comes hand in hand with playing an instrument
And
like that.
so many of them play duplicate instruments, and they are straight A students. And it's like, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. It's also very frustrating because I can play 0 instruments. I was a decent student, but can you play any instruments?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, geez, I guess I'm the only one. What is it? Can I guess what you can play? The flute. Guitar.
I started with the flute, and I
Nice.
went to the baritone,
Whoa.
and I can do a little piano.
All right. My mom played the flute in high school. I can play nothing. I can't even play a recorder. I'm bad, right?
There's still time for you.
Thank you. 35 is the new 15. As we look ahead with United Way of Muscatine, so we're getting into, I don't want to say the holiday season, but I mean certainly, Halloween is still this Wednesday, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Does that change things? Are there different things coming up that only happen around this time of year? You know what I'm getting at?
So, yeah, everything happens part of the year for a reason. So we just got
Gotcha.
done with our coat drive in September, and that happens because kids get cold and
Yep.
need a coat to go to school. So we collected over 350 coats this year.
Awesome.
It was amazing. We were really, really excited with that. We're able to give those kids coats, and that's amazing. You know, with the weather changing, we live in Iowa. You never know what's going to happen. So now we're switching gears, and we're thinking about hygiene drive and different things with the holiday season.
All right, so hygiene drive sort of aligned with Giving Tuesday. So there's
Giving
Cyber
Tuesday.
Monday, there's Black Friday, there's Cyber Monday, there's Giving Tuesday. You've probably heard about those terms, but thank you for putting that on the
And
screen.
there's local Saturday.
All right, hygiene drive though. This, Nicole, this is genius. So this hasn't happened yet or before with the United Way.
No, we've done hygiene packing bags where
Right.
we actually had Hayes Catholic School do that for us, where they collected the items and we packed them, and then they went to the middle school and the homeless shelter. But this year we've had so many requests, especially from middle school teachers. Can we have some deodorant and just hygiene items?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that sometimes the kids aren't getting taught at home, and
Correct.
it's one of those things that's embarrassing for them, and they don't even realize it. So we have decided to collect these items and have it go to our school lockers and also our homeless shelter, because we know that those are items that folks cannot buy with their food stamps, so they're in need of those.
So for businesses and individuals that want to host a hygiene drive, certainly it can be easier to host it at a place of business where there's people, in and out the door. This will start November 1st, which is Thursday.
I don't know, that's fine.
Isn't that wild? So consider, now listen, if you're at a place of work where you could suggest hosting a hygiene drive, do it, and then reach out to Nicole and the crew at United Way of Muscatine. Or if you're just an individual that wants to support the United Way of Muscatine, and maybe you're not sure who's exactly hosting a hygiene drive, you could purchase supplies and bring them to the United Way.
So everything will be collected on that Giving Tuesday, which is the 27th, and then we will divide it up and then have it go to those locations.
So if you're like super proactive and you're hearing this today or this evening and you're like, I'm going to go buy a bunch of stuff and bring it to the United Way, you would accept that.
We would.
Okay. But the push for hygiene drive will be November 1st to the 26th, and then gather everything on the 27th, like you just said, and it says on the screen.
Yep.
This is excellent. And you're absolutely right about not having access to the supplies, because I remember very well it was 4th or 5th grade, seeing a friend use deodorant after gym class and being like, why do you have deodorant? And then realizing that, like, oh,
You're the stinky kid.
I'm yeah. Stinky kid. I think the thing is, like, you play sports or you at least go to gym class, and then you start to get into hitting puberty, and like, if you're not aware, and I remember telling my mom, like, I think I need deodorant, and her reaction was probably like, no, because as a parent now, this is where it comes full circle. The thought is like, no, you can't need deodorant, you're too young.
Yeah.
And I think the first deodorant that I ever had was like a Right Guard gel.
Oh.
And you use way too much, right?
And you're like sticky.
Right, exactly. The first time you put on deodorant, you're like, Betsy, you got T-Rex arms because you got so much deodorant sticking your arms together. I'm not saying that Betsy has too much deodorant on. She's just got little T-Rex arms. But that's what I did. I used too much of the Right Guard. And then the next thing was cologne. And I will say the first cologne I ever received was from Sid. That's exactly what it was, Ryan. Probably that, right? Extreme Defense 5. Smells like the Arctic. 72-hour per... Listen, the manufacturers of deodorant, they're a little over the top. You know for darn well you're not going to get 72
Well, I would hope you would
hours of
shower within 72 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, let's be realistic on that.
I'm a shower a day person.
But the whole cologne thing, I grew up with two brothers, and they would like X out the shower and just put more cologne on. And I made sure my kids did not. Like lectured from the beginning.
At least you got to point them to a better cologne than like Dracar Noir. Like, I remember Santa brought me Michael Jordan cologne.
Oh, I do remember that.
And it did not smell that good. But
I remember Michael Jordan cologne. Yeah. I don't remember you getting that.
Well, Santa took care of me. All right, so hygiene drives starting November 1st through the 26th. Consider hosting one or consider giving to one.
Now, one thing I want to mention.
Yes.
We don't just need travel items. You know, everyone thinks,
the
little size travel items. Those cost the same as a big one sometimes.
Right,
So just
right.
be cautious on that.
Yeah.
And we all know that we want them to shower more than once with that.
Yeah,
shampoo
I
that
think
we're
if you
giving
can
them.
afford to grab the regular size deodorants or toothpaste or toothbrushes.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you have to think of it this way: like your donation is going to go to someone that would otherwise not have it. So
Correct.
the most bang for your generosity would be to set someone up with like a full-sized item. that they
Right.
can get
And
multiple
you
uses
can get
out
those
of.
items here at Hy-Vee. We
That's
have
right.
the Suave, and
Yeah.
they're like right around $1. So.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, when you're shopping, grab a couple extra items and understand how, and even if you don't realize how big of a difference something seemingly so small can make in someone's life.
Yes.
It really can. It could be the thing. I mean, you talk about confidence with school-age children, confidence with kids that are in high school. I mean, it's so fragile, right? And you can have good or bad days. This is something that they could receive, your generosity, and it could really help them turn a corner.
Correct, and that's one of the main things with Kids First is to make kids feel one with their peers.
Yep.
So, if they smell the same as their friends, we know that they're more likely to be friends.
it's all of that, right? It's not feeling like they're missing out because of their situation that is 99.9% out of their control,
Correct.
right? I mean, quite frankly, a lot of these kids that are finding themselves in need once they get to high school are probably then also like working a job themselves.
Yeah.
Right, to try and contribute to the family. So please consider getting involved if you're able to. Family Day of Action with the United Way, November 10th. So families watching us now, what do they need to know? How can they get signed up?
So this is one of my favorite events because this is where parents can take their kids out and they can volunteer together.
Sure.
And we're only asking for a couple hours, but what we're doing that day is we're raking yards for seniors.
Okay.
And if you volunteer 2 or more hours, you will be put into a drawing for Disney World tickets.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, did you hear that? 2 or more hours of volunteering, you could win Disney tickets.
Yeah.
I've looked at the prices of Disney tickets recently. You know how much they
So, yeah.
cost.
No.
It's ridiculous. That is fantastic. How did you get Disney tickets?
So it is a partnership with Points of Light, which has
Okay.
the affiliate with Disney World.
That is incredible.
So we're pretty excited about that.
Okay.
We did this last year.
Yeah.
We received 14 tickets, so 14 little kiddos actually got a ticket to Disney World.
Oh my
The tickets are
gosh.
good for 2 years, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And it's all about getting out and making a difference. I mean, raking leaves is one of those things that, like,
You can make it fun.
you can make it
I mean,
fun.
yeah, it's hard work, but make it fun, and it helps the senior out.
Right.
Imagine being, 73 years old and still going pretty well, but raking leaves is a hard task for you.
Yes.
And you want to stay in your home, and having volunteers do this is pretty awesome.
There's a lot of people. I mean, I have neighbors that I think about with trees that just have the most amount of leaves you've ever seen in your entire life, and it happens every year. We've had 2 trees that were diseased in my yard cut down and removed. Our yard would be absolute. I hated it. I hated raking it. It was so many leaves. I appreciated the shade during the summer.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're talking about a lot of leaves. But again, these folks would not have the help otherwise.
Yeah.
And it can become a real hazard once winter rolls around. If you've never slipped on a bunch of frozen leaves,
I know.
it's terrible. I've done that. I can't even tell you how many times walking down the sidewalk, or even if a bunch of leaves gets into the street, it can cause your tires traction. Like, it happens, right? It's a
Right.
hazard for motorcyclists. Same thing with
Well,
like grass clippings.
And then your gutters. I mean, if the ladders and stuff are there, we will
Yep.
clean out the gutters.
That's
But that's
wonderful.
also a hazard because it plugs up the gutters, and then the snow and the will melt and then drain over, and then we have icicles, and someone will get their eye pointed out.
Yeah, it's not good. How many people are you hoping to have, Nicole, for Family Day of Action November 10th? I mean, would you like to see 100 or more?
100 would be great,
Okay.
but we typically have about 70.
But you say 100 would be great. Does that indicate that how many seniors are signed up to receive help? Do you know?
So right now we have 12.
Okay. Wow. That's great. So for folks that are watching that might be on the other side of this, that have a family member, or if it's them, I mean, some of the audience
give our
that's
office
with
a
us-
call.
Okay.
If you have a family member that's a senior citizen and needs help with their raking of their yards, and we will put them on the list.
So, yeah, we would love 100 people, and there it is on the screen. If the Disney tickets motivate you to help out, that's cool. If you just want to get out and do a good deed, I mean, the Disney tickets, the chance to win those is wonderful, but ultimately the feeling you're going to get after a hard day of working, that's the real win there.
And you're more likely to win a Disney World ticket helping me out for that day, helping other families, than the Powerball.
Yeah.
Your
you know
odds
what,
are better.
though? Somebody did win the Powerball in Iowa.
Did they really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, there was a ticket sold in New York and in Iowa, like Redfield, Iowa.
Wow.
Somebody won. My dad keeps calling me. My dad thinks that I won the Powerball because there was a winner in Iowa. Like, my dad doesn't understand that Iowa's a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah.
So he left me a voicemail, and I wish I could play it, but he left me a voicemail yesterday morning, and it was like, saw there was a Powerball winner. Let me know if it was you. And I thought, like, it wasn't me. I'm mad that I didn't buy a ticket because we had a winner in Iowa. But you're right.
Yeah.
You have a greater chance to win Disney tickets raking leaves for a senior citizen in need than you do winning the lottery.
And it won't cost you anything.
It will just be
Yeah,
a few
it's not
hours of your
$3 a
time.
ticket or
Right.
anything like that. It's just fun.
Nicole Sorgenfrey
fun.
coming out against the lottery on this show, costing
it's
me
a
all of
positive
that
thing.
Iowa lottery sponsorship dollars that I don't have.
Anyway.
I'm just a scratch-off ticket getter. All right.
So this Family Day of
November
Action
10th.
also happens in Fruitland, Durant, and Muscatine.
Excellent. So
So.
consider reaching out to the office, get signed up, help rake some leaves with the United Way. That is November 10th, which if I'm not mistaken, is that a Saturday?
It is.
Okay, good. Good. I was kind of guessing that was a Saturday.
So this picture is the little Boy Scouts in Durant,
Okay.
Iowa, that volunteered last year, and for some reason they're saluting us, and they look cute.
It's so fun to get the groups out. I mean, what a great way to give back to the community. And then speaking of recognizing folks that help you and give of their time and are volunteers for the United Way, annual volunteer appreciation lunch scheduled for November 29th.
Yes.
Wow. This is an event that you pack the place, right?
We do.
And you get an opportunity to recognize the people that are with you, whether it's year-round or at various events. I mean, there's a lot of support that the United Way has via their volunteers.
So we allow all the agencies that we help fund to invite their volunteers as well, and then we invite all that help us with our programming. And then we have a couple speakers talk about volunteerism and why it's so important. And we feed them lunch. So it takes about an hour, hour and a half, and it's always a good time.
So that's Thursday, November 29th, 11:30 to 1 at the Riverview Center,
Yes.
which is along the river. That's not the Pearl City Station. It's the other red brick building. And now that the river's finally starting to go back into the banks, I mean, I don't know if people realize how flooded it was.
Yeah, it was.
Mississippi
It
Drive
took a
was
while
okay.
for it to go back down.
It did.
And then, the city has to go down there and clean it up. So, I mean, a big
That
thanks
just
to them.
seems like you talk about dirty jobs, like the stuff that, all the debris and, yeah, shout out to people that were cleaning up the riverfront. Okay, lot to unpack. Giving Tuesday Hygiene Drive starts November 1st. Consider hosting one or donating. Family Day of Action, Saturday, November 10th. Volunteer Appreciation Lunch, November 29th. And as always, I encourage you to visit unitedwayofmuscatine.org, United Way of Muscatine on Facebook. And I say this each time you're here, if you work at a place and you want to get that place of business lined up with the United Way, reach out and see how your organization can help the United Way and all of the great organizations that you're connected to. I mean, it's as easy as a simple phone call, Facebook message.
Yeah.
And
So I have one more quick plug.
Yeah,
We're getting
by all
ready to
means.
put out our holiday giving guide.
Okay.
So this will come out probably within the first week of November. And this guide, at the holiday season, everybody wants to give back or they want to volunteer somehow with their family and they want to just be thankful
Sure.
that they're blessed and help those who are not. So this is a guide that helps you figure out where you can do that at.
Perfect.
If you want to serve Thanksgiving meal at MCSA, or if you want to donate items for senior resources to give to seniors in their Christmas baskets, anything along those lines, and this would come out.
good. I can't wait to get a copy of it and to talk about it more on the show and point people in the right direction of getting involved. 'Tis the season. We hope that it is the season year-round, but
Yes, exactly.
this is when you're able to, if you have more time, as schools go on breaks. I mean, whatever the reason is that gets people to help out, we're all for it. That's for sure. Good to see you. Thanks
You
for
as
coming
well.
on.
Thanks for having me.
I promise to never make you go on a blindfolded drive, even if it was to go rake leaves for somebody. What if I was raking leaves blindfolded?
Well, okay, that I can understand,
Yeah.
but driving, you're going to hurt somebody else.
We were okay.
You
And I
were
wasn't
this
the driver.
time.
I was the passenger.
Listen to me. I'm not going to bear it.
Yeah,
You were
I know.
this time.
I like how I'm getting lectured on my own show. All right, UnitedWayofMuscatine.org. Check it out. Let's go. Let's go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. Look at the spooky cookies in the bakery. First of all, I can't eat any of those things because of my diet. But look at how great those. And Betsy and Chad are saying they did this on purpose so that I suffer looking at the aisle cam. So we're looking into the case. So the camera is behind the bakery. The zombie hand cookie is so cool. So Halloween is on Wednesday. I'm assuming, and Jim Simmons, you would know this better than I, because this is still, I'm coming up on my first year with Hy-Vee. I'm assuming get your Halloween cookies Wednesday, and then Thursday come get a turkey cookie. Is that how that works?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, really, right?
Yeah, we don't jump right into the turkey cookies right away, but we'll have some, more fun. Maybe not, Halloweenish, but more fun birthday things like that. And
I would
it'll be
like to
good.
see a zombie turkey cookie. Right?
The girls can do about anything
Yeah.
you want, dude. So just let them know what you want. I'm sure they'll come up with it.
Listen, you haven't lived until you've heard stories of people getting chased by the wild turkeys on Mulberry here in Muscatine.
Dude.
That happens a lot.
Turkeys are one of the most vicious birds you can ever come at.
I never want to have that happen. I have a
Yep.
friend of mine that works for Bosch Pest Control, and he said one day he was spraying a house and he was surrounded by turkeys. And
Yeah.
they were like coming at him.
Yeah.
And he just like, I thought I was going to have to fight a turkey. He didn't
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yep.
They're
There's-
big too.
Yeah, we had a neighbor. They didn't have a dog. They had a turkey.
Oh, no.
And it would attack you when it came out. If he was mean, and I don't know if you've ever seen a turkey's legs, on how long those spurs are, and they are
No.
sharp as razors.
Ugh.
And if they start, and the way they turn their feet in and they go like this at you,
Ugh.
and those things will give you stitches if you're not paying attention because they can cut you wide open.
They're basically like modern day velociraptors, except they taste delicious. They taste
Yeah, they don't
marvelous.
have teeth and they're not
Look
as
at
big
that
as
turkey
you.
right there. That's Jim Simmons' childhood.
Yeah.
I'm probably giving you a bad
Honestly,
flashback.
The
Look at that
crazy
turkey.
thing is the tame turkey was white. He was not tame, but
Weird.
tame to the people that owned him. But for everybody that showed up, he wasn't tame.
Man.
And wild turkeys, when I was a kid, you didn't see them. They weren't around. You
Weird.
never saw them. And then I'd say the last 15 years, things just exploded.
It's just one of those things, people would tell me about the stories of the turkeys on Mulberry, and then I saw it for myself one day, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And we looked at a house on Mulberry a couple months ago, and I didn't even really think about it at the time. Like, that could be the turkey route. Like, that could be their hangout. I could have bought the turkey house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why that house hasn't sold yet. It's a dang turkey
All the
nest.
turkeys, yeah. It's
Oh,
rough.
yeah.
It's rough.
All right, Ryan, with the turkey pictures. Jeez Louise.
We
Look
had
at
them in our backyard. They'd peck on the window and everything else. And that was right in town, too, in Council Bluffs. It was
Not
crazy.
cool. Not
Yeah.
cool. So we had a successful Saturday Halloween event.
Yeah, it's a
It
great
was
one.
so fun to see. Not only was it fun to see kids dressed in costume, and Ryan, we got some pictures from the Hy-Vee Facebook page. The reaction from some of the kids meeting the costume characters.
Oh, yeah.
So we had Catboy from PJ Masks, Princess Poppy from Trolls, and Pikachu from Pokemon. Like, just the smiles on some of these kids' faces.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we had the costume characters here. Like, they did a really good job.
Yeah. They
It
were
was-
awesome. They fit the mode. I
Yeah.
mean, it was ready to go. It was super cool. We had a lot of good things going on
Yeah.
there.
It was big. I mean, you're looking at a picture from the jump. So this started at 1 until about 1:45. It was solid in the store.
Yeah.
And then we had a little bit of a lull, but still people coming through. How about peanut butter jelly? Now,
Nice.
Now, what you might not know is that Barb Paul and Lori Hardman are best friends for like 32 years.
Yeah.
Which means they must have became friends when they were 2, because they're both 34.
Yeah, there you go. Good call.
And they were
Way to
peanut
cover
butter
that
and
up.
jelly. There's Pikachu. And
Pikachu.
and of course I had to get my picture taken.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Somebody asked me if my costume was Johnny Cash because I was a man in
Cash.
black. And I
Johnny
said,
Cash. You
"It
look
is.
like Johnny Cash,
It
yeah.
is. It wasn't
Yeah.
planned, but yeah, I'm telling you, the kids' faces when they see those characters, it's just fantastic.
How many
Like,
kids ran up and gave you a hug because you were Johnny Cash?
A lot of them.
A lot of them. I was
They
wondering.
just
I'll
kept
bet
wanting
they
to
did.
sing Ring of
Yeah.
Fire and Folsom Prison Blues and Boy Named Sue, and I was like, that's weird that you know those words,
Yeah.
young people. All right, so that was fun. Thanks to everybody that came out. Today is a Make My Monday here at Hy-Vee.
Every
Make My
Monday.
Monday. This is a moonlight sale, so a chance for you to really save on the fuel saver a little bit later today. So
Yeah.
it's not going on right now. This starts at 4 o'clock. So keep that in mind if you're watching this live or at some point throughout the course of today. It's a short amount of time for you to get here and save. 6 hours, though. So even if you watch this show starting at 7:30, you still have time to get out here. Every 30 bucks you spend, you're going to get a 20-cent fuel saver. I have, at this moment, 15 cents on my fuel saver. I know I can do better. I love that I can see what's on my fuel saver right on my Hy-Vee app. Talk about how fun of a deal that is for people, because a lot of these Make My Mondays, they've been different ones. Produce, meat stuff, but really putting something from 4 to 10 I think is great because that's when a
Yeah.
lot of people will be getting done with work.
I love Moonlight Madness stuff. We've done that in the past and does really well for us, and we have a lot of fun with it. But that particular 20 cents off 30, that's about as aggressive as we've ever been. We've had some 25s off 50. I think we had a 50 on 50, but it wasn't stackable at that
Right.
time. This one's stackable, so for every $60, it'd be 40 cents.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's a really good deal. It's a crazy... If you really enjoy Fuel Saver, this is the kind of stuff you're waiting for.
Yes.
Because a lot of people will wait for the Friday, Saturday sale and load up all their groceries. Well, here you go. Tonight's the night. You know, come in. This is the best Fuel Saver you'll probably get all month. And on top of it, it's a Monday night where you're not
Right.
6 deep and things are
Yep.
crazy. And most people won't even know this is going on because they don't watch this show or they don't watch social media. Maybe they don't come in on Mondays. They just don't know what's going on. So this is a great opportunity for those people that are watching and listening and check out our social sites to take advantage of a really, really aggressive fuel saver.
Also, that free Hy-Vee app that you can put on your phone, it's right there. Boom.
Yep.
You know, all the details. You can add coupons to your phone digitally. You can track your fuel saver, see what's going on. If you don't know where something is in the store, you can look it up. You
Yeah.
can speak it into your phone, and it'll tell you aisle 5, right side. I mean, it's pretty slick.
cool.
I basically feel like when people use the product locator, they're just like, it must have a little radio in Phil Schlesman's ear, and he just responds in real time. Because there's been stuff that I can't find, and inevitably I'll see Phil, and he's like, yeah, Tony, it's aisle 6, 3 steps down on your left-hand side. If you go 4 steps, you're going to miss it. And I'm like,
Oh, thank you.
dude, you've been here too long, bro. That's real specific. But he's
Yeah.
right every time.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get better with that stuff, but I can't tell you how many times I'll bust out the app and use it because
Yeah.
technology is there to help us. It's not there
Yeah.
to hinder
And you
your
need
shopping
that app, especially if you're going to
experience.
speak into it, because Sirius doesn't know my store.
That's right.
But our app does.
Right.
So check that out. She won't be able to help you, but the Hy-Vee app will be able to take care of you.
All right, this next question is a selfish one. So
Okay.
Wednesday is Halloween. You're more than encouraging Hy-Vee employees to dress in costumes.
Yes?
Who judges the costumes? Because I'm really hoping that it's not me. Because I don't know if you've seen a picture of what my costume was on Saturday. If not, Ryan, let's get that ready.
I have
Now, is
Johnny
it-
Cash one, you mean?
Well, it's
or
way better.
Way better
Way
than Johnny
better. Now,
Cash.
who
Oh,
judges
okay.
these
I thought-
costumes for the staff?
What we've done in the past is we've taken pictures.
Okay.
And we've hung the pictures up. And everybody kind of gives us their input and so on. But Randy usually takes those pictures. So we might need
Okay.
you to take all the pictures this year because Randy's on vacation.
That's right.
Yes,
Okay, so
so-
I can even put this more to my favor. I'll just take pictures of myself. Mr. Rogers.
That is
Just give
great,
me,
dude.
Give me the $100 Hy-Vee gift card. There is no contest. Peanut butter jelly ain't got nothing on Fred Rogers.
That is awesome.
Ryan, zoom in on that picture of just me. Look at that hair part. I haven't parted my hair like that since like '93. Look
You
at
know,
that hair part. Boom!
Look at it.
I even cut a piece of my hair that was like sticking out. I cut it. My wife was like,
What are you doing?
"Did you cut that curl?" And I was like, "You darn tootin' I did."
I am Mr. Rogers.
Complete
Mr. Rogers
with
doesn't
some-
have curls.
Some sweet Fred Rogers shoes. That's me Wednesday here all day.
That is cool.
And now, but here's the thing I remembered. On Wednesday, I have to walk my middle child into school.
Oh, the kids will love you. Well,
but will they?
No, the teachers will.
The teachers will.
Yeah, the kids will.
My boys were like, where's Daniel Tiger? Because, and I don't know if you know this, you got the grandson, Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood is a cartoon that Daniel Tiger is the star of now.
Oh.
So for me, growing up, it was Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
I watched it all the time. And just in this year alone, there's been 2 Mr. Rogers documentaries. Unbelievable. One of them's called Won't You Be My Neighbor. It's just fantastic. And now, and I don't know if you know this, Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers in a movie.
In a movie, yeah, I did see that.
So that's where I kind of had that light bulb moment with the costume, and it all kind of came together.
Cool.
And I'm just glad that I've lost weight, because that sweater, the tag says 3XL. It fits like a 1XL tee. So if there was 91 pounds back on this frame, it would be a button buster. So I'm glad that I've trimmed up to play Fred Rogers.
Oh, I'm loving it.
And I'll definitely do that.
It's so
on
funny how things. You were Mr. Rogers, and I remember Captain Kangaroo.
Right.
You know, so
absolutely.
That was, not that I got to see him a lot because we didn't have very good TV on the country, but
sure.
When I stayed with my cousins and stuff, there he was in his red
Kangaroo.
sport coat. He's looking good all the time.
So the obvious question is, will you be in costume on Wednesday?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Don't know what yet.
Okay.
I try to do things like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Because it's comfortable. There's Captain Kangaroo.
You can pull
look
that
at
off.
that stud. I mean,
get you
look
a
at
mustache.
him. I don't have much. I could get one.
Get you one.
That'd be pretty cool. I got to
Look at those sideburns.
Oh yeah.
Look at those sideburns on that guy.
Dude, he's got more hair on his sideburns than I do on my head. That's sad, isn't it? That is some serious sideburns.
I'm not laughing at that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
He looks
It's
like
okay.
a werewolf, that guy. Like, was it a full moon? You see that? I mean, that's some serious hair right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
It'll be interesting to see, and I just have been telling everybody, oh my
Whoa,
God.
that's even scary.
He is a lion. This guy is a lion.
But he was on, and he did. He was.
The show was great.
Good,
It was
you know.
absolutely fantastic.
It was. It was kind of a fun show, and that and Sesame Street. But we've all. That's one. That's one that we've all got to take a share of. How many?
Yeah.
How many years has Sesame Street been on?
Carol Spinney, who he just retired, he had done Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch for 50 years.
Oh my!
He had the same job for 50 years.
That is
and he
crazy.
just stopped doing it at 80-something years old. Unbelievable.
Wow.
So yeah, you're right. There have been a lot of those iconic, Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, and for my kids, like, they understood who I was because of the Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, and I've shown them the Mr. Rogers stuff. But I'll be honest, when I was out Saturday, there were some people that were like, what are you supposed to be? And I said Mr. Rogers, and they just kind of had that look, and I was like, you're so young, Betsy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm not saying it was Betsy, but there were a couple young people that just didn't get it. But
yeah.
I'm excited to rock the Fred Rogers attire again.
Yeah, you'll have to explain it to most people in here too.
Well, like I was telling Tess and Steve, I said, you'd be foolish to not show up as a tourist because you'd have an excuse to wear shorts to work.
Oh yeah.
Do like a Hawaiian shirt, put a little suntan lotion on your nose, and you're wearing shorts to work.
Yeah, and see, that's the key to it, is wear something that's comfortable.
Yes.
A mask on your face all day is not comfortable.
No.
You got to be smart about it. And
right.
I've wore one of them. I'll probably rewear it just because it's so comfortable. And plus, I have a meeting at 7 o'clock that morning. So
perfect.
I'll be pulling it off and, bringing it from there to here. It'll be awesome.
That's good. Going to a meeting in costume. I like that.
I'm going to because I have to.
You got to do it, right? The last thing I want to mention while you're here, and I didn't send this to Ryan, but we'll talk more about it on the show and promote it a little bit harder. But this Friday, November 2nd, holiday show, 4 till 7.
Yep.
So if you like free samples and getting ideas together for hosting a holiday party, this is the day to be at Hy-Vee. 4 till 7, there'll be Kayleen from Wine and Spirits alone has like 12 to 15 people that'll be all throughout the store with different samples and ideas. But just a great way to plan an event for your family, friends, or at work.
Yeah, that's the key is like, it's not just for companies to come and see what we do. I mean, this is for you at home. Whenever you wanted to put something on for just for the family, and so many people, I love Kayleen stuff because some of the wines you just don't know. You've never tried it. You want to try it. So here's your opportunity, or whatever drink it might be. And then all the other great things from the big, I think of charcuterie and I think of cheese. That's one of my favorite ones because people just, they look at the price of charcuterie and go, oh, I can't afford that. But then you realize that all he needs is like a quarter of a pound of it.
Correct.
You know, and it goes a long
Correct.
way. It's not like you need a full pound. So there's so many options, and it's a great night just to come in and see what we can actually do for you, or you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, all we're doing is getting it ready for you. And it'll be a fun night, I guarantee it. People will love it.
It's an opportunity to see what's available. If you don't want to cook at all on Thanksgiving or Christmas, you could just pick up Thanksgiving from Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Warm it up and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Like, pick it up. I mean, that's something that people need to understand. Like, if you're that busy, or if you're just like, I'm out, I don't want to do it, but you can just call a place like Hy-Vee and have it all ready. You know, that's an example a couple months ago we did with the rotisserie chicken and then throwing some sides together. Essentially, that's what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Now, it's bigger portions than that, but that just gives you an idea of how easy it can be. Now, if you're the person that says, I got the best recipe for turkey and ham, well, then you'd be foolish to not get your turkey and ham here at Hy-Vee because, correct me if I'm wrong, you buy a turkey, you get a ham for free.
Buy the ham, get the turkey for free.
What I meant to say was buy the ham, get the turkey for free. Dude. Either way, you're getting something for free.
It's your first rodeo. This is your first Thanksgiving.
This is true.
Yeah.
So buy the ham, get the turkey.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a good ham, by the way. These Cure 81.
Dude, it's the best ham you can buy. Best boneless ham you can buy, hands down. Absolutely fantastic. And
so, you know, you think about the value that you're getting not having to pay for the turkey and the quality of the ham.
Right.
I mean, it's just,
the ham is so cool because I like just slicing it or shave it.
Sure.
I take it and have them shave it, so I have sandwiches with it. It's great in the oven. You know, it's one of those hams you can eat both ways. And I'd go back to the turkey dinner. You know, those turkey dinners can be done, it's really done so it's just easy for you.
Sure.
The turkey is still cold. You can pick it up the day before, and it's already pre-cooked, so all you do is warm it.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool situation for people. Some people don't even know how to cook a turkey, dude.
That would be me.
Yeah,
I've never done a full-size bird before.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, especially young people, that maybe have never done it. So let's make it easy, right? And cooking a turkey is pretty easy anyway. It just takes a long time.
Sure.
But in this case, you could cut the time in half, make it easier on yourself. The sides are there. The pie is ready. You know, and it's just a lot of opportunity there for you to save some serious time, because any more times, Thanksgiving's about being with your friends and family.
Correct.
Not being in the kitchen all day.
That's the last thing that you want to have happen.
Right.
Right? Like, we'll go to my wife's aunt and uncle's, shout out to Uncle Scott and Aunt Jan, and it's just like the most amount of food you've ever seen. And what they do that's genius, it's the paper plates and the plastic utensils. Nobody wants to do dishes.
Nobody.
Even if you don't like football, on Thanksgiving, it's like you're going to eat a lot, you're going to talk to people, and then there's a football game on. And you hope that the weather's okay. Like, I would prefer to have a Thanksgiving kind of like this past Saturday's weather, where it's nice enough to where you can get outside, especially if there's a lot of kids running around. Those cold or even snowy Thanksgivings, not the best.
Yesterday would have been a fun day, or you could have, you know, tied something to your kids so they didn't blow away. I mean, you know, we could have done that pretty easy.
Every chair in my backyard is tipped over, and I didn't pick them up. I was like, I'm over this. Like, they were crazy. I look like that neighbor. I'm surprised. This is why I have my trampoline weighted down.
Oh yeah,
with the 80 pounds of sand. Yeah, holy wind yesterday. But you're right. Yeah, I mean, this is about convenience for you. And maybe somebody is, you know, maybe like us, you're going someplace for Thanksgiving, but you're asked to bring a side, and you're like, I don't know how to make a side for 20 people. We can take care of you on that. Or if you just want to pass off one of these giant bakery pies as your own.
That was what I was going to suggest.
Might as well.
Oh, I'm telling you, folks.
5-pound apple pie.
The apple pie and the pumpkin pie, that 12-incher, you will not buy a better pie for that price. It is awesome.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, we'll sample those. We will sell. We already are starting to sell a ton of them. I don't know if you've noticed. We've had them out everywhere, and people are picking them up because they are so good.
Yeah.
And it's just funny when you pick one up and it weighs that much. You're like, what is this? You know, they're trying to figure it out, and it's like, it's a real pie.
It's the real deal for sure.
Yes,
and
it is fabulous.
Jake in the bakery, that crew just behind us, the stuff that they're turning out by hand. The other day, he was packaging up a tinfoil thing with a lid, and it was cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
And I said, did you make those? And he said, like Jake does, every single one. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You made every single one of those that then I could, like, or whomever could take home, throw them in the oven, and then you just put the icing on it.
Yeah.
what I like about that is there's not all like the preservatives and stuff because somebody back here is doing it by hand, and it's like 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The amount
Yeah.
of stuff that's made every day, and that's why when you see this crew when they punch out at the end of the day, they're absolutely covered in flour and everything else.
Yeah, they're dirty.
Oh, but that's a good sign. Like you don't want your bakery looking like me, right?
Yeah, no,
you don't want that. You want them to look like they were making stuff all day by hand.
They do. They work hard, and they put out some really cool stuff. Those cinnamon rolls are cool.
I didn't have one because the diet, but boy, they looked great.
It doesn't get any easier. Plus,
I know.
It's just like homemade. You know what I mean? It's just that good, and there's instructions on how to cook them right on the package now. And it's just it's awesome. It's just great.
You won't burn them. All right, gearing up for the season, and you're right. I started at Hy-Vee December 11th, so I missed this sort of Thanksgiving rush. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. I was here for the Christmas rush, so I got to experience that, and that was super cool. There's so many fun pictures from almost a year ago where there was one day. It was more than one day, but one day when I took a picture, every single register was open.
Yeah.
Because we're just about a couple days away from Christmas, and it was just great to see nobody waiting. Yep. And that's the Hy-Vee way. Nobody waits. Get in and get out.
Yep.
We can't control the weather, but we can control the quality of your experience.
Right.
When you're never gonna wait, you're never gonna have to feel like you feel bad asking for an item if you can't find something.
Yep.
Just come out. You're gonna enjoy it, and definitely this Friday, come and see us 4 to 7. Because it'll be cool to see all these different folks and what they have to offer. And even if it's just as easy as finding a wine and cheese pairing that you could have, just because or for a get-together.
Yeah. It's just
education for sure.
It's just a great opportunity just to, like you just said, test some things out.
Yeah.
See what you like. Well, there's different palettes out there.
Yep.
Don't be stuck on the same old stuff. There's your opportunity to try some stuff and not have anything into it.
Yeah.
And if you like it, then you buy it.
Best way to do it.
Yeah, it works out great. And I think you'll find the big difference between Thanksgiving and Christmas is Thanksgiving is a huge food holiday.
Okay.
Not that Christmas isn't, but that's what it's all about. It's not about the gift. It's not about anything else. It's about the food.
Sure.
And that's where, we talked about, you don't want to be in the kitchen, great. But there's other people that want to be in the kitchen.
All day,
because that's how they say I love you, right? They spent all morning and working hard, putting this huge meal together. And it works great. And that's the difference you'll see is lots and lots of cans of food and turkeys and hams. And it's a lot of fun.
And if anybody needs us to come sample their turkey,
hey,
let us know.
Yeah.
We could do it.
That's the least we could do.
Yeah.
Make sure you got it just right.
Make sure it's got enough tryptophan to make me tired after. You're just like, huh, whoa, that turkey will mess you up.
How are you going to do the holidays?
Just all turkey.
All turkey?
And bacon, probably.
Turkey and bacon?
Yeah, I'll probably... Listen, I can't sit here and tell you that I'm going to avoid a regular green bean casserole or regular mashed potatoes and gravy. I probably won't be perfect on Thanksgiving.
The one thing I've learned is... I'm super proud of how much weight you lost and how you've done it and everything, but there has to be that reward day.
Yeah.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? And you got to have it. Otherwise, there comes a time where it's like, I'm done with this. I can't take it no more.
Right.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving can be your reward day.
100%.
There you go.
I think it's going to be man versus pie. We'll just see how many 5-pound apple pies with ice cream, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing better.
With that big of a pie, it'd take you at least a 4-quart thing of ice cream, It'd be awesome.
Yeah, and guess what? We've got the ice cream for you, too, right here. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. It's also National Oatmeal Day. It might as well be Oatmeal Cookie Day. So if you're watching and you're a fan of oatmeal cookies or just oatmeal for breakfast.
Oatmeal cookies are the best, dude.
They
stay so moist.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about oatmeal cookies.
Never have a dry oatmeal cookie.
Never.
True story.
Unless you really messed it up. But I can't imagine that
anything is possible
if
you try hard enough. Today's also National Cat Day. So Betsy, I thought you want to take the cart cam to show us some cat toys. I'm not a cat person. I speak about that often, but listen, people like cats and dogs. If you want to adopt, the Humane Society, they've always got cats. Sometimes, they've got too many cats. They need people to come and adopt them. Cats just do their own thing. It doesn't really appeal to me. I don't like not knowing where they are, and they just kind of lurk out at you, or they jump on your head. And
I have a hard time with cats because dogs are so loving, and they want your attention, and they want to do so good for you. And cats,
They don't need you.
Yeah. It's like, dude, where's your personality? You know,
they could survive without us.
Some people say, "Oh, my cat's loving. He's always coming over to me and rubbing up against me and stuff." And I said, "Okay, I never really saw too much of that."
I personally haven't experienced it, but you know.
Yeah.
So National Cat Day. You're looking at cat food and cat toys. I mean, did you ever think that you would have that many toys for cats in a place like Hy-Vee? Look at how dogs that's just twice the size.
Yeah.
But again, cat stuff. Unreal. The amount of stuff available for our four-legged friends. And I would like to point out that not too far away from where Betsy is where I picked up a lint roller. I needed one on Saturday. There you go. Oh, there's catnip in that too. So if I understand catnip correctly, it makes the cats wild. I don't know why you would want to make the cat more
wild,
more scatterbrained than it already is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what that cat needs is to be just bouncing off the walls.
I'm trying really hard to stay politically correct here with all this cat talk.
I appreciate that. All right, well, we'll get Jim out of here before. Hey, look, there you go, from the Humane Society.
Oh, that's
right
cool.
Right there, that is good. And as they would tell you, Chris would tell you, adopt a cat. They've got a lot of cats available at the Humane Society, Muscatine Humane Society, National Cat Day going on right now. And your Muscatine Hy-Vee has all the things that you need for your four-legged feline friends. Today is also National Hermit Day. So if you don't get out much, I mean, I don't want to label anybody as a hermit. It was just on the list. It could be National Hermit Day for people named Hermit. So if your name is Hermit, that's cool. I have a friend whose band's name is Hermit Longhorn. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Yeah, Betsy's like, sure, Tony, whatever you say. Oh, very good. Thanks again to Nicole Sorgenfry for taking the time to be here with the United Way of Muscatine. I want to remind you that they're going to be starting that hygiene drive November 1st through the 26th. Very excited. I wrote down a couple things when Nicole was talking. They collected and passed out 350 coats. 350 donations. 350 children will now have a coat as we get into truly fall and then winter weather. That makes you feel good knowing that. So if you donated to that, thank you very much. So Hygiene Drive starts November 1st. Family Day of Action is Saturday, November 10th. You can rake some leaves and potentially win Disney tickets. And then their volunteer appreciation event is November 29th. All right, couple things I want to mention before we jet. Flu shot. Telling you, again, I'm not the expert, but I do work with some very talented and smart pharmacists. They would tell you, if you have not received your flu shot, do it now. Get the flu shot, right? The flu is serious. This isn't the stomach bug that puts you in the bathroom for a day. Influenza is where you have the fever, the chills, the aches. You know, for a lot of people, it can knock them into the hospital, and for some people, it takes their life. It's a serious deal. And with the flu shot at Hy-Vee, as far as everyone that I know that's got it, they don't even feel when they get the shot, and you get that 20-cent fuel saver. So think about this: if you parlayed it, if you got your flu shot today, and then came back during the Make My Mondays Moonlight Madness Fuel Saver event and spent $60, you would have 60 cents on your fuel saver. Just like that. I was bagging groceries for a lady on Friday who told me that she paid 1 penny to fill up her vehicle. Whether that was 10 or 15 or 20 gallons of gas, I don't know, but she paid 1 penny because of her fuel saver. She had over $4 off per gallon on her fuel saver. That's unbelievable. I'm excited that I have 15 cents right now. So you would think at this point I would strategize a little bit better with the fuel saver, but you know what? I'll be happy with not having to pay full price at the pump. So every little bit helps, that's for sure. Also want to remind you to make a RSVP if you would like to play trivia with us on November 19th right here at Hy-Vee inside the Market Grill Express. The theme is Disney, all things Disney trivia. It's free to play. A team could be anywhere from 2 to 10, probably 12 people at the absolute max. I know we've got reservations already. I can't sit here and tell you how many reservations we have, but I would not delay on this. Like, that's not a ploy. I just don't want you to show up and have it be packed. When we did Harry Potter trivia, we had over 70 people playing, and I anticipate for the Disney trivia, it'll be between 70 and 100. And we'll also do another bingo night. Details on that coming very soon. I'm just looking at my list to see if there's anything that I didn't mention. I think we're good to go. All right, Hy-Vee Today, live Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Yes, we've got the job board. Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. And then on MPW Channel 5, thanks to Remax, weeknights 7:30 and 10:30. Team staffing, Katie and Charity were here on Friday. We're talking team staffing job 29th of October. Mary has an opportunity. Second and third shift material attendance. You can see what the pay is, $13.22 or $13.85 an hour. All you have to do, or if it's someone you know that needs a better opportunity, have them call Mary at Team Staffing, 563-316-7634. Up next on the job board, forklift openings, $14.28 an hour. Jenny has this opportunity at 563-316-7635 or teamssi.com. And social media has 13 opportunities. That means 13 people could start a job as early as today or tomorrow. 13 forklifts. Get a hold of 316-7638 or email careers@teamssi.com. Very good, friends. All right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Come out to the store and see us. If we saw you this weekend for the kids' Halloween event, thanks for being here. And yes, I will be dressed like Mr. Rogers this Wednesday on Halloween. So if you want to see that, I will have jeans on. So any excuse to not have to wear. And the thing about the Mr. Rogers costume that's ironic is that on Wednesday I'll have a tie, and I don't even wear a tie most normal days. But I'll also be rocking jeans and a little bit warm with that sweater. That sweater doesn't breathe that well, is what I learned this weekend. So tune in for that. Everything last minute that you need for Halloween, including we've still got some buy one get one candy. We'll leave you with the CBI aisle cam checking out some Halloween cookies in the bakery. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again and around the Muskie community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or Gmail. Hy-Vee